So we were just talking about Australia.
Yeah.
My friend and I lived there for a second. We were in Sydney, and we were planning on staying there for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
So we signed a lease for this apartment, and it was like a college, like it was sort of near a college. It was in Newtown, Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like an indie sort of like grungy neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, I don't know what it's like now, but like indie sort of like it was like, what's a good equivalent?
Sydney's very commercial though, right? Like, I've heard that playing with this earpiece. I've heard that like Melbourne is the really artsy one, right?
Yeah.
And then Sydney's sort of like glam, like LA.
Yeah.
But then you were living in the artsy part of Sydney.
It was like Brooklyn, sort of.
Okay. Or Silver Lake.
Yeah, it was like that sort of, like a lot of music venues, a lot of like craft breweries, and it was a lot of like young people living there because it was cheaper. And so we signed this lease for this just horrendous fucking apartment. Like horrendous.
Why?
But it was like $500 a month.
Oh, so
or something.
cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like,
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to hit that.
Did I say something wrong?
No. That should have been like I love this. This is going great button.
What was that? So you
got a
signed this lease for this horrible apartment, and it's like, it was like shared. I don't even know what it was technically. It was like a townhouse, like little townhouses that were all shared by different like college students or whatever. And
everything's upside down because it's Australia.
and the beds were on the roof.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, which was super disconcerting.
Yeah. And all the writing is backwards.
Yeah, exactly. And
it is
anyways,
crazy how the year is the opposite though. That is so crazy to me.
like it's
Summer Christmas.
Yeah.
Summer Christmas.
Yeah. And right now it would be going into fall. It would be fall.
Trip. I can't even do the math. Yeah. I can't put it together.
You got to carry the one, I think, and then it's tough. The math is tough.
Yeah.
So we're living in this horrible apartment and just like binge drinking and drinking goon. It's called.
Oh my God, that's a drink down there.
Yeah.
Did they have that here?
No.
Wow, goon.
It's bagged wine.
Wow.
Yeah. Goring.
Wow. Goring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there
what
it
is
is right
goring? Most people.
Yeah. Please read this.
Yeah. Here.
Wait, back that up.
Wow, that looks like a pillow.
Please read that.
Most people in Australia know about it, and many backpackers drink it almost daily. Basically, goon is a general name for cask wine or boved wine. There are mixed... Boxed. Oh, I thought that was a V. There are mixed opinions about goon. On the one hand, it's a cheap drink that tastes good, ice cold or mixed. Yeah, that was good. The Australians in the comments are going to grade me on that.
And if you're just listening, we actually have an Australian man in the studio for this.
Yeah, he just stepped
for
in.
this segment.
Yeah.
How do you've never been there?
I've never
and
been
how
there.
can you do that?
I dated an Australian for a little while, and I think I don't give that enough credit. But really, you know what it was? I watched a bunch of seasons of Australia's Next Top Model, which is all these teenage girls just being like, "Oh my God, we've got a gift! It's a big." They gave one time they gave him like a puppet or like a stuffed animal, and this girl, I was like, because I use this as a staple of the accent. She's like, "We got this gift. It's a big brown beaver."
Wait, what?
It was a big brown beaver.
I know.
It's a big.
I understood what you said, but what is that gift? Like a statue?
I don't know. It must be something that they do on Australia's Next Top Model. No. It was a stuffed animal, a big brown beaver. And there was somebody named Jody on it that was like it was their Tyra, and her name was Jody, so they would call her
Jordy?
Yeah, Jordy, yeah. There's that R sound that gets added. And I wonder if I haven't asked enough Australians, like, are you hearing the R sound that we're hearing? Because I feel like they would be like, no, there's no R. We're not adding an R sound, but we're hearing like a jar.
It's like
D.
After every O, there's an R.
Exactly.
There's a silent R that they add.
And it has really gone mainstream with how everybody writes NAR now.
Yeah.
N-A-U-R, you know? I'm glad it went big.
I'm trying to think of the equivalent, like, that they would make fun of us for.
It's just like being losers and not having health care. Yeah, having... No, you know what's something I've noticed about British? There's a British thing where they'll say, okay, so like my friend's name is Teresa, and her mom would do something when she would add an R that isn't there at the end of her name if it was before a vowel in the next word. So if she's saying Teresa and Andrea, her sister, shout out to Teresa, she would say Teresa and Andrea.
But in a British accent.
Teresa and Andrea.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And it's actually too boring to explain. I'll try to make it really fast. But it's because in Britain, they drop the R sound so much that then they have to like pick it up again. So then they're adding one where there isn't one because they're assuming there is one there, even though there isn't, basically. Because it's like they don't say the R on ka, fa.
That's far away.
Yeah, far. But they added if it attaches to another word, it's far away, right?
Uh-huh.
What is this? Where words like saw and idea come before a vowel.
You have to do this in a British accent.
There's an increasing tendency among speakers of British English to insert an R sound so that law and order become law and order, and China animals becomes China animals. What? Linguists call this intrusive R because the R was never historically part of the word.
Wait, what a weird example. China animals?
I'm glad somebody's finally talking about China animals. Google is like, you're going to read about the China animals today.
Is that even a real phrase? Would it be Chinese animals? China animals? What are China animals?
This is what they're talking about in England. This is what's happening on the BBC.
Yeah.
They're like, another day, and the China animals are still in the news.
Yeah, it feels a little racist, doesn't
I know.
It feels like maybe they're not.
It's what they call, what are those? Giant pandas. They're like, they don't know what to call it.
Yeah.
The giant China animal.
Not exactly sure what it is, but
but it's looking like
a China animal.
It looks like a raccoon. Yeah.
So, anyways, we're living in this apartment.
Great.
And we're there for about a month, maybe a month and a half, 2 months maybe. And it's like horrible. It's the worst place I've ever lived in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And
but you're having fun in Sydney.
We're having fun in Sydney. It was a good time, but we were just like drunk all the time.
How many are you? How many?
It was me and two friends.
Okay, great. All Americans.
No, actually, one of them was British.
Okay, one was British. You're Canadian.
I'm Canadian. Third, so it was a melting pot.
Oh my god, beautiful. Yeah.
So one day we're sitting there drinking, and my friend's like, we had this horrible, shitty old couch that we fucking hated in there, and it was there when we got there. And one of my friends like lifts the cushion, and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" And we pull up all 3 cushions, and the couch is filled with asbestos.
Wait, how do you see what does asbestos look like? Would you guys know what asbestos looks like?
Yeah. You don't know what it looks like? Here, pull it up. It looks like drywall.
Wow. Kind of like fiberglass. Oh, it's that spray. Is it that? That stuff that's sort of sprayed on the...
Go back.
Maybe I'm just
stupid.
Asbestos.
Maybe it was just literally drywall.
But also, why is there drywall on the couch is the bigger question.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
It felt sketchy.
They're like, put a bunch of sheetrock under the cushions.
Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, I doubt it was actually asbestos.
I feel like we're looking at pictures of like beautiful rocks and gems and molecules.
Yeah, no, this looks like someone took a microscope on a China animal.
Yeah, I don't really. There doesn't seem to be a uniform. There doesn't seem to be any agreement in the photos of asbestos part of Google.
Maybe it was drywall on the couch. That was the last fucking straw.
But did you? And you told the landlord?
Yeah, we told the landlord.
And you were like, "We're getting."
Well, actually, we because we like FaceTimed like some, we're like 22 years old, like stupid as fuck, didn't know anything.
Yeah.
And so we like called my friend's parents or something like. They were like, "Yeah, that definitely does not look good," and I don't know why that would be in the couch. So we ended up leaving, anyways.
Wow. And you went back, and that took you back to America.
No. Okay. We were like, you know what? Fuck this stupid upside down country. Drywall on the couch and there's fucking couch cushions in the wall.
The landlord is like, these fucking kids think they can do whatever they want just because they found drywall under the fucking cushions and they're blowing up online and they think they can get out of this fucking lease. Fuck these kids, man.
That's how we do it here. Oh,
yeah.
I lost it. Damn.
No, it's good.
It was not
good. Wow. So you go to a better apartment. They maybe cost more money.
After that we actually were like, okay, you know what? Maybe Sydney, like maybe we're done with Sydney, and we traveled up to the Gold Coast, and we actually went to Melbourne as well. So I'm kind of happy that happened because then it like forced us to travel around and see more of the country, which was nice.
So it took you up to Melbourne,
and now I'm going back.
You're going back, right, for the triathlon?
Yeah.
Gold Coast is a coast, but it's also a city, right?
Yes.
There's a city called Gold Coast.
Yes.
Right.
Um,
My friend shot some of Young Rock there, which I think it's not set. I think it's set in Miami. I don't know where it's set, but it's not set in.
it's called Young Rock.
Yeah, it's a show on TV.
Oh, okay. Right now?
It was. No, I think it's done. Yeah, it's about literally The Rock when he was young.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. It sounds like I'm
But it was
making
about
it
rock,
up.
rock music.
Yeah. School of Rock,
about-
not to be confused with Young Rock.